Welcome to your WHS studies with TAFE Digital. I'm John Davies, one of the WHS teachers. The aim of this session is to get you comfortable with using the OLS site. Here we are on Google, where we type in 010 OLS and click on the link. The link then takes you to the login site. Your login site details would have been sent to you an email with your username and password. So by typing in your details and clicking, you're able to enter the OLS. Here we're welcome to the OLS site, where we have some really important links. If you find yourself struggling in any area at all, please don't hesitate to click on these links to get extra help from professionals that TAFE Digital have available for you. The next slide is my course progress, which lists the units in your course. The screen that we have here is for the skills set, 5 core units of Cert 4, but if you're in the full Cert 4 or diploma, all 9 or 10 units will be displayed. Now, the thing to be careful here is that we have a policy of only opening the first 3. So to know that they're active for you, they're blue. For units that are blocked, they'll appear as black. It's important to note this because if you're wanting to apply for RPL for any of the units, it's a good idea to contact the WHS teacher to open those units so you can follow the RPL process. The next screen is the screen that welcomes you to the unit. In this case, it's 402. So what we have here is an assessment where you click on to gain access to your assessment, resources, which we'll discuss in great detail, and connect sessions, where Zoom sessions or Adobe Connect sessions will be uploaded for your convenience. Here is the assessment screen that will appear when you click on the assessment. The important thing to note here is the downloading of the assessment button, okay? At the time of completion of the assessment, you would submit via the submit button to the right. Now, I encourage students to always use the Word document template as a key for the assessments, to use that to have the question followed by your answer. That makes it easy for you, plus it also makes it easier for the marker. The next screen is the resources screen. Now, what we have here is the learning resource, and that learning resource is like a textbook for the unit. But the key area that I would like to expand upon is our TAFE Digital WHS Research Centre. Here that you'll find every state and territory in Australia is listed in the blue up the top. Plus, we've got a special tab for definitions. We believe by using this site, you will save 60% of your research time. So it's important that you find this site, because on this site, and for example here, you'll know what tab you're on because it turns to red. As you can see, majority of our students are from New South Wales, so New South Wales compliance tab appears for you to click on. Now, once we click on that tab, this is what opens up for us. Now, we have access to, on the top left there, all the codes of practice, and the two important codes of how to manage work health and safety risk is a key area for you when you're doing 403. By reading the code and looking at the PowerPoint for 403, you've got the main body of the questions that are in the assessment. The other code that I'd bring your attention to is work health and safety consultation, cooperation and coordination. Now that's invaluable for 403. With that code and the PowerPoint, you're set up for your study. Now in the middle, we have legislation where we have the Act, the WHS Act, and regulations. Now they're vital. In 402, question 9A to N, it's important to use the Act and regs as a reference point before answering the question in your own words. Moving along, we come down to the bottom of the New South Wales compliance screen, and on the left, we've got PowerPoints for 8 of the 10 units. And on the right, for the diploma, we've got all 9 units. It's important that you look at these PowerPoints because these PowerPoints are being prepared to align with the assessments for each unit. Now, in the case of the Cert 4, we've got the first 5 units only have 1 assessment. 406 has 2, the same with 407. 408 has 1, and 510 is a unit that's both in the Cert 4 and the diploma, and that'll give you a taste of what, if you're considering doing the diploma, of what's going to come at you when you've completed your Cert 4. Now, I'd like to move to an area at the beginning of the OLS where it indicates that you have a training plan that you need to look at, consider, and then approve. The important thing here with the training plan is that by committing to that, you have a guide. Now, it's vitally important, and the next screen will help us here, is that this is a guide. The most important date is the end date. And by using the training plan as a guide, that'll enable you to finish your studies well and truly before the end comes. So if there's any resubmits or any issues you've got, you will be able to address them in a comfortable time. The next screen, just at the top here, we've got events on the right-hand side and a calendar for the month on the left. When we click on events, this is what we see. Now, within that area, what we have is we have the ability, when you click on the due date, a calendar will appear, and that calendar has the ability for you to change your date to up to 14 days. Now, if you're really, due to circumstances beyond your control, go beyond those 14 days, you're able to contact the WHS teacher to enable them to change and reset your dates for your assessment. Remembering that we're working to a common goal of getting well and truly inside that end date for any issues that may arise. Now, has anyone got any questions? Seeing that unlucky that no one's attended, I'll move on to the last slide. And this is an important slide. So when you're doing an assessment and you have any doubt about what you have to do, or something's not working, you either ring or email and talk to a WHS teacher. Remember that the WHS teachers are available to help. The best way to get that help is through booking a tutorial. Just 15 minutes of your time can save you a lot of heartache and lost hours going down the wrong track. Here we have our group email address and telephone number. So I'd encourage you to use this. Don't worry about what the issue is, and even if you're asking the question for a second or third time, that's not an issue. It's you understanding what you have to do. So that's it for today. All the best and good luck with your studies.